Today, to start with, I've talked about this a little bit, but with my visual issues, I'm going to attempt a basic one-shot zero type of scenario. I'm not going to get into details unless somebody wants to know my methodology, but I'm at a 50-yard range with this. So, and I may not get past 50 yards because of my visual issues. This is dependent on how well I do at this. And if I get decent groups at 50 yards and I successfully get the same thing with the one whaling, I may extend that out to 100 yards to see how well I can do there. But where I'm at now, you know, of course, I used to live in wide open, or near and at wide open country where 300-400 yard shots was not unusual for hunting purposes, and a little more. But where I'm at now, getting a 150 yard shot is a rarity. So at this point, for practical purposes, I'm not concerned about setting up for point blank ranging and long distance. I'm out here just to see if I can do it. Currently I have it set up on a rig. If I get it to where I get that one shot in and get things adjusted and I can confirm that I'm okay, I'll probably switch out to blocks, because the idea is not to see how well this can shoot this gun. It's how well I can have progressed in my ability to use my eyes. And with that being said, I actually have a set of glasses that are specifically at a script to help me do that. And just talking about it has reminded me I got to get my butt up and go get them. The ammo in question is not any of my loads. It is a factory Buffalo Bore 150 grain. I believe I don't know if they call it high performance, but it's 150 grain cup and core of some sort, I would assume, which we know how well that can be to assume. By memory, it's probably some sort of bonded bullet. So I'm not trying to shoot anything special, and from this point on, it may take me a minute to get set up and going. So bear with me. To be honest with you, at this range, I can't wait to get this to where I'm back on a block, because this is uncomfortable. These things are uncomfortable, dude. But here we go. We're almost there. Okay, are we good? I'm good. All right. Shot number one. Well, by God, I can see a bullet or an impact, so we're on paper. Now, if I can get it back to where I was holding. Well, one more time, I should have had this ready to go. So. So at this point, we have moved the scope to match the impact I had from the first shot. So we got to pretty much just reset everything back to where I want to be. And take another shot to see if we can confirm our movements, our adjustments. How's that sound? Okay. Here we go. Ready, set. Well, there's something I don't like. So it appears that no, it did not confirm it. So at this point, from what I got, I am going to start working on doing this from blocks. Because at this point, I really don't like, I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm going to work from some other way. For now, anyway. I mean, if I go by this, I am, if I can see this right, I'm roughly about 2 inches low and now to the left instead of to the right. All right, give me a minute. So, okay, I am on blocks now and sandbags. So we're gonna try this different. I made my adjustments. Could be a lot of things. Right now, don't know. We'll see how it goes. I know I feel more comfortable this way, so here we go. There is a couple of things that bother me, but we'll deal with them as they come about, and we'll see how well this goes. So I'm going to try only one more shot with this one. There is something about this that's bothering me, and I will discuss it later. I can't quite see the impact, but we're going to go from there. Okay, I'm lying. I now can see the other impact. I either really screwed up, because it appears either I barely made any moves, or I made too many. So I'm going to try. So this is the last shot from this rifle, and for today. It's obvious I need to go home and work on the rifle. That's not good. when I say I need to work on the rifle, I'm going to try to show you something too that I'm noticing with this ammo from this maker that I think is relevant. Let's see if I can do this. Now, if you can see what I'm looking at, I mean, it's not horrible. I didn't bring micrometers or anything like that, but basically what I got going on here is I got a factory gun with factory ammo that it looks to me, and I'm saying this straight up, looks to me like I got to work on the fitment of that latch, because it's opening on pulling the trigger and unlocking, and as we all know, that's not a good thing. I want that thing solid all the way through, so I'm going to have to make some adjustments, and I'm not shooting another round for it. So guess what? We get to go to the whaling. I want to take you for a walk downrange and see if we can see that last impact. Yep. Okay, here we go. I'm going to bring this around. I don't know if you're going to see what I'm doing, but here we go. I got to tell you folks, after my last range trip, this is not a good start. Okay, well, at least as far as accuracy goes, or point of impact, let me get around here to make sure this is all on camera. Okay, so shot number one, right there. I made my adjustments from that device, and one of these two are it. Okay? So I made my adjustments, and I didn't make either much improvement or I made it worse. I don't know which. So I put it back on the sandbags and made my adjustment based on mostly the data I had. So my next adjustment is right there. So at least for sight-in purposes, at this point, I can say, well, we're well on the right direction. I can make adjustments, but of course I wasn't smart enough to come with a pin, but I'm going to the 35 whaling anyway, so we should be able to see differences. Okay, so I'm going to take you for a little walk. The video you just watched had to do with the 30-06 that I bought some time ago, as in probably 40 years, maybe 35, who knows. But anyway, it was definitely having some issues. To explain, I have fired this particular rifle once before, and it was with some of my old hand loads, and it was doing the same thing then, and I kind of assumed maybe it had to do with my hand loads. And in the range, that's factory FTS ammo, and for the same results. Now, I can, because there is no factory sending it back and having a factory work with it, because the company ain't made those for quite some time now, and is no longer existent, pretty much. So to adjust those or to fit those better is not that tough of a deal, but ultimately I chose, instead of fitting that barrel to the same action, I moved it over to that new Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation limited edition that's in 35 Wayland. That's in the next video. And as far as the fitting goes, we all know that we can get ourselves in trouble doing such work, and I can refer you to somebody else that's already done it, because old Mr. C.W. Longshot has done it in the past. You'll have to see with him if it's still up and working for him, but like I said, the fitting on those ain't very hard to do. Oh, by the way, another keynote. 14 days ago, I did a video shoveling snow out here to make a point, which apparently one person went out of their way not to understand the point, just decided to talk about the fact that watching old men shoveling snow was not what he really wanted to do. But anyway, if you remember that video, I was shoveling snow maybe 2.5 foot over a bank, up against a bank, against my mailbox. And behind me is that said mailbox. 14 days later, even though we had a bit of a freezing rain snow yesterday, but where the heck did that snowbank go? Rest assured though, winter ain't over. So, you came here wearing your feelings on your sleeves looking to get butt hurt, well, you may have come to the right place.